great. Good times. Ah. Where is everybody? What the hell is going on? Nicky's on time.
How dare you?
We're live. We were live on break screen, but we're live.
Oh, break screen. I gotta pull up the Ranger UA thing.
Yes. UA Ranger. Great times.
Here's Emma.
I can only do so many things at once.
That's okay.
I think so. There we go.
Oh, you spelled old the fancy way.
Yeah, because I saw you do it, and I was like, okay, cool. I'll do that then.
Wait, I didn't do that on purpose. Did I spell it like that?
You spelled like that in one of the and one of the in the announcement thing on.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I said O
in the
L
artsy.
D. Oh, well, I put it. I didn't mean to.
In the artsy thing, there's an E at the end, so I. Oh wait,
Oh.
that's just meant to be a flick on the D, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just liked it, so I kept it.
Okay.
Whoops. How's the camera going, Emma?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Go.
Yay! Emma.
Hey! There we go. Well, we've got a couple of minutes here before, Monty gets here, and then we chat a little bit about our characters. Got this really fun game where we go, hey, what do you guys know about your characters? And then I'll tell you a bit about them after you say what you know about them. So that's going to be really fun.
Excited to hear everyone's new voices. What are you gonna sound like?
How's your French going, Nicky?
I was trying the other day. Even though it still annoys me that dwarves are French.
Honestly, I just thought it was really funny. I don't regret it at all.
My stickers came in from my water bottle, so now I have Monty's little frog, just on my water bottle with the cowboy hat, and it's so
Amazing.
small.
Oh, yeah.
And he just sits on my desk, and I think it's great.
I agree.
This is your hydrate check, everyone.
Oh, I forgot water. I got coffee and I forgot water.
Everyone go get water.
I'm setting things up. Oh no.
My browser is not responding, so hopefully it will come back.
It's okay, you're probably not going to need it very much. I mean, we're partying as gods, and then setting up plans, and then after that you might need it.
My Discord's on my browser.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I take it back. You might need that for things.
Yeah, maybe.
I can change the name of my weapons on here. That's cool.
We're all going to be getting fancy weapons.
Okay, cool.
Because I feel like, you know, they might be necessary. Maybe? I don't know.
Did I already put the fun, cool weapons I think I might be getting on my character sheet? Yes. I want to see if I'm right in any of the ones I get. Oh my gosh, it's Blackberry! There's a mama squirrel on my roof that built a nest up here. And she's like about to have her little squirrel babies. And I named her Blackberry.
Nice.
So she's a black squirrel.
You guys have black squirrels?
Yeah!
Cool.
I'll try and get a picture of her. Oh, she went off the roof. This is good because I didn't put my character sheet like into D&D Beyond or Roll20, which I should probably do.
That's okay, take your time.
Are we doing this? We're doing this in the version 1 game, right?
That's right.
Okay.
I'm actually just about to add the new world map.
Ooh. Fancy, fancy.
If I wouldn't stop ruining it. I see like one tree out of place and I go, oh, let me just fix that real quick, and then I ruin the entire map. Hold on. Let me just control Z that. Let me just control Z that away. Then we can never speak about it again. Oh yeah, Owen?
Your tree thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's fair. Yeah. Oh, the trees.
Can I have another character sheet?
You
Maybe?
can. At least I think you can. Hold on. Just coming. And that should give you a sheet in a second. My whole thing's reloading.
Oh, it's good. Mine's being slow too.
Oh.
Just one of those days. Sorry. Can you edit that? No, you can't. No, you can. That was only funny to me. Okay. Is that uploaded? That's not uploaded. Cool. Any word from Monty? Someone ping Monty? Is that alright?
I messaged. I sent him a DM and I haven't heard.
Well, we might just have to start. Which is fine. We just got some chatting to do anyway. I do have to fix the cameras though, so. Can you circular your Cely'r?
Yeah, I'm doing that. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Goodness.
My god, alright. Jesus.
I'm not gonna. I'm like actively. I forgot that I had to do it, and I thought that like the Magic Roll 20 site would just do it for me for some reason. It's been a long day.
That's alright.
I've messed with a lot of editing software today.
That's fair.
So.
I should note that I don't have character art because when I asked if I should get character art, Vinny looked very meaningfully at Hillary and said nothing.
Oh no!
That's true. I did do that.
Hold on, that's.
This is
All
very
right,
true.
I'll get character art. Hold on. This is unacceptable. We'll get some good character art in a second. After I upload this image. Where the hell is it?
Can't even deny it. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. You didn't remind me, Vinny.
You're right, I didn't.
I did the overlay.
You did, which I'm very glad about. Thank you.
I can only do one thing per day. Okay. We're going to live draw Silgoth.
Well, that's perfect.
Please draw him as goofy looking as possible.
Okay, I will.
The dumbest
Here we go.
looking Silgoth.
That is what Silgoth deserves.
Also, if I'm gonna put a token on, I think I'll need a character sheet.
I will get you one right now. I forgot to give you edit as well. There we go. Okay. I need to...
What kind of beard do you think Silgoth? I feel like Silgoth like doesn't have a beard, even though he's a dwarf. Like.
I love that.
Never grew in.
I love that
For
so
him.
much.
That's why he always makes himself look like an elf.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was born an elf.
He's insecure about his.
I thought that was pretty
Dwarves.
obvious from his just like general means about him, is that he's really insecure.
I'm gonna give him like the little curve stash where like it's just barely growing in.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no. Oh, poor baby.
You told me to make him look silly.
Yeah, I know, but not pervy. There's a difference.
It's not. It's fine. It just looks like.
He was
You
creeping
can't-
outside of a little girl's
I was
bed
gonna
a
say-
window and trying to solicit her.
Excuse
so-
me. Willa's like 90. She said she was 12.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, good enough for right now for me to to invite in our special guest star. I think is a good point to invite in our special guest
Who
star.
could it be?
I think it's particularly obvious. Welcome, guest star.
Ow!
Yeah.
What a shock! I was turning the stream off on my phone.
Yes, Elle's going to be playing Abonaya.
So excited.
I forgot paladins do like prepared spells rather than just having spells,
Yeah.
and it's like a lot.
Right. The worst thing about doing up all of these video cameras right now is knowing that I'm going to have to change them all in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts so badly.
The pain.
Wait, why are you gonna have to change them?
When Monty gets here, I'll have to change them all.
Aw.
Ta-da! New overlay, new us.
Nice.
Oh wait, I'm pushed over to the side. This is terrible. I've made a dire mistake. It's okay, I'm fixing me. Ta-da! There we go. One day I'll get good at that.
One day.
One day. That day is not today. He did feed an infant child his blood. That's true. He did. He did do that. El.
Yes.
I'll be straight up. Silgoth was in a goofy mood.
He was in a goofy
He
mood.
was in a
He was
real.
just feeling wacky that day.
All right.
Bit of cappuccino foam. That'll keep me going. Okay.
Lovely.
Perception? I don't think so.
True.
Who would take perception as a skill? Couldn't be me.
Seeing
Thank God-
things? Never.
Thank God
Nah.
Monty's not here. Monty would destroy you for saying that.
I hate seeing things.
But Monty's perception is so high that he can hear what's being said here.
Monty is
Ellen and
like
I were
running
talking
like
about
Tom
that
Cruise to the
earlier.
stream now.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, we're going to play a very fun game. Oh, which is, the fun game is that my head is also at the bottom of the screen as well as everybody else. That's fine. I'm just going to move that there. We're going to play a very fun game called, hey, we're going to talk about our gods, and what you guys know about them. And then I'm going to talk about bits that you should know for this fun little long shot that's probably going to last like 4 or 5 episodes, and is not just a lore and exposition device, but is also a great way to allow the other party to catch up with you guys in levels for our big finale showdown stuff that's going to be happening soon. Because, just in case anyone's forgotten, it's October, and this is finishing in January or February. I can't believe that it's been almost 10 months already, and I know exactly how it's going to wind up. I have no clue how we're gonna get there. so just
Oh,
very
gonna
exciting
hug
stuff.
on a battlefield.
Probably.
That's how the war ends.
I can see that for
Yes.
sure.
I agree.
I can see Willa like Cely'r mooning the power of friendship or something.
Yep.
100%.
Somebody play the My Little Pony theme song.
No, we will get demonetized. Not that I get money ties from YouTube anyway, but that's absolutely fine. So, we're going to play that game. We're not going to bother recapping the last session, but I will say make sure you have your notes, I guess, because when we come back to the Outlaws, we're going to have to recap what happened. So, fun. And, yeah. Hillary's busy. and Nicky's always my go-to. So Nicky, what do you know about Silgoth?
Silgoth, in our timeline, is a lord of hell. I believe the lord of most layers of hell. He controls a lot of dark shit. He's a super creepy dude. He does a lot of fucked up stuff with fire. He creeped on Wella through a window. I shot him in the face as Luca. He almost killed Tyvane. Let's see, he's Eris's patron. We've fought his cult numerous times. He's caused a great deal of our problems and we hate him. But back in the past, he was just a dwarf guy who had some flaming scimitars and a bro named Sickle, and was slightly more chill.
All true. All amazingly true. Indeed, in our timeline, Sickle is the lord of the lower planes of hell, the lower rings, if you will, and his brother controls the top layers of hell. It's his brother Sickle. It was only recently discovered they're brothers, considering the fact that Silgoth goes around as an elf most of the time, and Sickle is very clearly a dwarf. But going back to the past, Silgoth is a dwarf, so we're going to be seeing that. And we're going to be seeing some cool fighter action for Silgoth, probably next episode, because there's probably not going to be fighting this episode. But things you have to know about Silgoth: loves his brother very, very much a family guy, is pretty jovial most of the time, but maybe in that kind of way where you got a little bit of sadness behind his eyes. Nicky, you'll be great at that.
Wow.
I just mean because you're really good at playing edgy boys. That's all. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. He has an affinity for fire, but sorry, sorry, Gaston just gets in the way. He has a bit of an affinity for fire, and isn't really a very romantic person. He's joined this like found family with Sickle, and is quite happy to just go with them, and he's quite hopeful that they'll be able to survive and move on with the campaign. He is also a very, very good fighter, tends to be on the front lines, is very confident in his abilities, far more so than Sickle is. Perfect, so that's Silgoth. Let's go for Abonaya and Elle. Elle, what do you know about Abonaya?
Hi. Abonaya, yeah, it's my okay.
I think so.
Cool. Yeah, so she is the reliquary before the reliquary was the reliquary.
No,
No,
that's Ellestria.
No, that's a different person. That's Ellestria. Fuck. I don't know where I got. It's because purple. I was looking at the character art. That is Ellestria. No, Abonaya is Queen of the Underdark.
Yes, that is correct.
Sorry.
I'm just looking at this art for Silgoth. Why is he just here? Why is he just here, but like with a creepy, pervy facial hair?
Oh my god.
Right? It's just creepy, pervy tear.
I hate it so much.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Oh,
I can't stand it.
I would like.
That's
I
the
would
best
turn on my
response
school.
to drawing. When someone looks at your art and goes, "Wow, I hate that a lot."
Yeah. Now I have to save it to my PC so I can turn it into a circle.
I'm
Yes.
gonna watch you while you sleep.
Yeah. I'm never gonna get those eyes out of my head. It's terrifying. Not in a good way.
Okay, Elle, can you tell us about
Yes. Hello, Gaston.
Abonaya, not Ellestria?
Abonaya, not Ellestria. Abonaya is Queen of the Underdark. Well, not yet, obviously, but she will be. I, as a player, haven't had. I don't think anyone's interacted with her, but I, as a player, don't know much about her really. She's cool. She's Cely'r's sister. She is spooky and mysterious. Hello, Monty. Yeah, it's a paladin.
Yep. All of the things you've said are correct. Stuff that you would probably have missed from not seeing our earlier episodes. Abonaya is kind of like revered in the Underdark as like a goddess, maternal matriarch figure who like literally lifted the population of Drow down into the Underdark and saved them essentially. So that's really nice. Good for her. That's real girl boss shit in my opinion. Abonaya is described as just ridiculously beautiful for the most part. The same way that Cely'r is, and Cely'r being like a very graceful light, Abonaya is like a very brooding dark, and both of them equally beautiful as each other. They are actually twins. They were born just a couple of seconds apart, and obviously Abonaya is betrothed to Bagdan. And yeah, she's a paladin, quite a formidable fighter, but not quite as good as her sister, and her sister makes sure to remind her of that quite often.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I guess we will. Thank you very much for that. Who am I missing? Nicky. I'm missing Nicky. Hold on. Is that you, Nicky? Hold on. No, it is not Nicky. Bum bum bum. So, Monty, since you're here, hello, Monty.
Hello.
Good
Happy
to
to be here, y'all.
Good to see you.
Sorry, there was a wreck on the highway.
That's alright. Don't you worry. As long as it wasn't you in the wreck, we're all happy.
All my fingers are still here.
Why don't you tell us what you know about Azure?
Oh, this is very fun. So Azure is I actually don't know if she's a Triton for sure. But Azure is, I would assume, a Triton from the plane of elemental water, who brought her people here along with a Kraken or two. They are the gender fluid deity of the sea and the tides, and also potentially health and luck and good fortune. Do you want me to tell you what I have decided? What I know?
No, I do not. No, I do not want to know what you have decided. That is all up to you guys, and I'm very excited to see the characterizations that you bring to these characters. Whether or not they all stay canon, that's that's up to me. But most likely they will, because come on, it'll be great. So things about Azure that would be interesting to know, and things maybe you have missed. Azure is indeed a Triton from the plane of elemental water. Her and you're right that Azure is gender fluid deity, 100%. As most Tritons are kind of gender fluid from being the plane of elemental water. I tend to use her with Azure just because of the way that Port Malar worships her, but they is probably more accurate there. Azure was one of the first warriors from the plane of water to chase out the Krakens with her fellow warriors. They chased the Krakens into our plane by accident, and then were like, oh, this is kind of sad and regretful, we feel kind of guilty, so they came in to this plane to help out with Azure leading them. Azure has a sister and a brother, and they make up the royal family of the elemental plane of water, and now of their fantastic little underwater city that is basically just a bubble at this point, but may grow to some size, though none of you have seen it in now times, so I won't go too much into that. Azure is a lot like Asterisk in the way that she doesn't fully understand this plane's humor. Humor is very different in the plane of water, so they're probably a little bit confused about that. But loyal and honest and a very good fighter. So, exciting. No wait, I was going to say Ellestria. That's going to be confusing. Emma, what do you know about Ellestria?
Ziri and Ellestria are the same person, and apparently that she was the reliquary before the reliquary.
Well, what do I know about Ellestria? And things you may need to know. Ellestria is an unparalleled logistician, tactician, is a wizard, but doesn't flaunt it. Really, all about using her mind to help her friends and help in the war efforts. There has been a war ongoing for some time, but more of like guerrilla warfare kind of thing. This is really the start of the war efforts now that they have discovered that a Titan can be killed. And Ellestria is going to be a big part of that in perhaps some off-screen, perhaps some on-screen manipulating of routes, trade routes, caravans, and people. Ellestria is good looking, I'd say. It's probably the only way. You know how when, like, the librarian trope, that's how I see Ellestria for sure. But
Yeah, that's what I put through her art.
there we go. Perfect. Big Ellestria fan. Ellestria is indeed Ziri in our time, and Ellestria was one of the main forces that created the reliquary. That's as much as I'll go through there. Hillary, what do you know about Cely'r?
Boy, howdy, do I know a lot about Cely'r. Cely'r is twin to Abonaya. She is goddess of the hunt, the moon. Her current belief system and a lot of her traditions have been manipulated, which you'll see in a little bit. She is not very similar to how she is portrayed now by the Church of Cely'r, but she is a very strong hunter and tracker and warrior. She's a leader on the battlefield. She's very brash, very independent, and very driven. And currently, she is dead in our time, but now she is alive, and I'm excited to see how that happened there, Vincent.
I'll see if we get to that, eh? Who knows? We might not get to that. In fact, we're probably not going to get to that. Those are secrets for another session, I think. But yes, you're absolutely correct. All of what you have said is true. Cely'r is a very interesting character because all that you've learned from Cely'r has been hearsay and stories and not directly from the character, because the character is indeed dead, killed some time ago right in front of Willa's eyes. And Tyvain has replaced her in most of her duties. Indeed, in this time, Cely'r is a leader and runs the rebellion of the old Outlaws, who I was originally going to call the Renegades, but whenever I hear Renegade, I just think of Renegade, so I didn't do it. But Cely'r is driven and strong, and I'm excited to see your characterizations of her. Doesn't have time for no man or woman or anything. Is just very devoted to the hunt.
Yeah, she's got her wolf pack. That's all she needs.
Exactly. Real Artemis vibes from Cely'r. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And indeed, is sister to Abonaya, and they have a very strong relationship, I would say. I guess we'll see how that gets characterized as well. But I don't actually have anything to add. I didn't really think I'd have anything to add for Cely'r. We'll see. So, I wrote a prompt that I've already put into the chat and you've all read. But I'll go ahead and read it again. Because I feel like it. So. Baghdad and Sickle have just returned from a mission in the hinterlands, with good news for a change. The Titan, Tundra, is dead. The Ice Serpent is nowhere to be found, and the cultists of Frost are scattered. some of you may remember playing this Breakfast Brawler session. In this small cabin, at the edge of the timeless woods, a group of friends sit quietly hearing the tale. They share the same thought, though their faces don't betray it. All but Cely'r, who begins to grin wider as the story continues. She beckons to the young Triton in the corner, who quickly fills her wine glass with a bright blue liquid. I'll paint the scene a little bit better than the prompt does. This room is made of this white Indaran oak, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out Discord so I don't read all this chat messages and get distracted. There's a long table in the middle that is mostly pewter glasses and like chipped wooden plates. Nothing fancy in this room really. The wine glasses are stained and chipped. A few lone candles are what lights the room, and a set of very thick playing cards are on the table. There are bones that appear to be being used as chips, and a very not lavish dinner has been prepared. Some of the animals to your characters would be notable, but to you all, through the eyes of your characters, some of them seem unrecognizable. Then you can recognize the fish, though, because fish are fish and they don't change ever. The young Triton in the corner can't be more than 20, and has her hair braided with silver entwined through it. She's holding what appears to be a jug in her hands that is filled with this bright blue liquid. In both hands, just standing waiting for someone to need a top-up. And when Cely'r beckons with her glass, she runs over. As the glass is being poured, Cely'r says, "So you're telling me they can die?" The room is silent, except for the shuffling of Sickle's hand in a large pack. His frankly monstrous hand for a dwarf pulls out an aquamarine orb that is lightly dusted with frost. You can see his fingertips going blue as he's holding it. He rolls it onto the table. "I'm telling you, it's worth a shot." The orb rolls onto the table, shimmering like a freshly shaken snow globe, leaving behind a trail of ice, freezing drinks in their cups and turning breath to vapor. By the time it reaches the center of the table, everyone is smiling. The shadow-clad elf in the corner walks forward and covers it with a cloth. You in the room would recognize this as Abonaya. "Well, we can start tomorrow. Tonight, I think." She leans down and kisses Bagdan on the shoulder. You can see that he is bandaged fairly heavily. "We celebrate." With that, the young Triton in the corner begins filling up everybody's glasses. There are a couple of kegs around the room. And the blue liquids that you guys would know is... Hold on, I have this. Is Lefa. Is strongly alcoholic and mildly hallucinogenic. We're going to take a brief moment here to describe what the characters look like. And then we're going to jump into some roleplay, ease ourselves into these characters for a little bit of time by doing some light chatting, light roleplay, and then we can actually really start, I guess. But easing into new characters is hard. So, what do you think Abonaya looks like?
And once I finished adjusting my blanket...
Well, I can skip you if you'd like.
No, it's fine.
Okay, there you
go. Abonaya is ridiculously beautiful. Almost like in this scary way, she's very sharp, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
She's a drow, right? I haven't got that wrong.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's this dark purple skin, a very warm purple, like this. I don't know if that'll show up purple, but it's purple. And long white hair that she's got kind of tied up in a bun very loosely.
Mm-hmm.
Her face is always in this kind of half smirk, like she knows something you don't. Tall, quite strong, like deceptively. You wouldn't look at her and go, "Oh, she's a buff lady," but you look a bit closer and you go, "Oh, she could break me."
Okay. So, anything else, or just more simping about?
Just something. Yeah.
Just something. Yeah. Do you think Abonaya usually goes around without her armor on, or is it like a 24/7 always wearing the armor kind of deal?
I think, majority of the time she's in her armor, but it is quite heavy, so in times where she can relax, although it's sort of few and far between, she will take the opportunity to lounge about in some more comfortable clothes.
Well, I gotta say thanks to this amazing art from Hilary. Oh no, so thank you, Hilary, for the overlay, which is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning.
Yes, Hilary.
Although I'm not sure how I feel about me being in the top left. I wasn't. I've never been up here before. It's really high up here, guys. No,
I'm scared of heights.
I'm scared of heights. This is terrible. No, I'm just joking. So yeah, we've got Abonaya. Cely'r, being the twin of Abonaya, makes sense to go next.
In contrast to Abonaya's sort of sly grin, Cely'r always wears this boastful, large one on her face. She is loud and just all over the place. You can always almost tell what she's thinking. As of now, she is drinking her weight, which is a lot considering her large, almost tree trunk-like arms that have been toned by thousands of arrows that she has fired. She is hard to look at in the sense that she is made up of beams of light, of sunbeams and light drifting through the branches of trees. It almost looks like moonlight strokes the edges of her hair. She is just constantly iridescent, and as you watch her on the battlefield, as you've known, she can control almost the volume of light that she is, allowing her to disappear for a moment if you take your eyes off of her for long enough. She is slightly taller than Abonaya, which she lords over her sister, only due to the fact that she has two deer-like antlers that sit atop of her head and weave through her hair. Her eyes always have this spark to them, this fire within her. And she is just a leader without ever having to say it. Everyone looks at her and knows.
Amazing description, and definitely how I see Cely'r, being my warrior queen who's now dead. Silgoth, Nicky, I've put Silgoth on the screen here for everybody to have a look at.
So in reality, Silgoth does not pull such a lemon face most of the time. Silgoth, I'm gonna go ahead and say is blonde because he's been drawn that way. And apparently, I am doomed to have all my characters that become.
He's not even blonde.
He's
got black hair.
Why didn't you tell me that? Every time
he's
showed
blonde
up,
now. He's blonde now. It's too funny.
Yeah,
he's blonde
apparently
now.
I'm doomed to have all my characters who become gods be retroactively turned blonde by Hilary, because Hilary believes that all evil people are blonde.
Actually, one of the best and most amazing men I know is blonde.
And it's me.
Hi.
No, it's Monty. It's not you.
It's me.
Wow, I'm leaving.
That was basically what Silgoth did.
Silgoth has apparently long blonde hair that he keeps in braids to keep it out of his face when he's fighting. He is much more kind of slim and athletic than most dwarves. He doesn't look particularly physically powerful, but he definitely has more of like a runner's body. And he still carries himself with this swagger that suggests that he's not worried about his ability to hold his own. He can be a bit quiet in a lot of conversations, but usually because he is kind of watching the events that are going on in a way that makes it kind of difficult to read what his intentions are. But when you are talking to him, he seems jovial, friendly, a little bit arrogant perhaps, but he is definitely a man that's good to be around the party. He's very fond of his brother Sickle. They have a very strong bond, being... Is he older or younger than Sickle?
He's younger than Sickle.
So he has a good relationship with his older brother, who frequently heals him when he throws himself too deep into the fray. And at the moment, are we at this party that you just narrated?
Yeah. We're at the party.
Yeah. At the moment, he is kind of gently ribbing his brother about the injuries that Bagden sustained and how if he had been there, it would have been much easier to take down this Titan. And looking forward to adding to his own count of dead Titans now that we know we can take them down.
Yeah, it's a fantastic illustration of Silgoth. I like the arrogant part.
Yeah, you get this. He's one of those people that you get this hint that there's a bit of edge to some things he says, but you don't know if he means it or not.
Yeah, definite. Thank you for that. Let's go for Ellestria.
So, Ellestria has this air about her where, kind of like how you described her as that librarian trope, but she's more the person that's sitting in the back of the library that you see and like keep catching out of the corner of your eye, but you're too intimidated to go talk to her. She has very soft but wise looking features. Like her eyes kind of are hooded a little bit but still hold so much information behind them. She has her brown, like medium length hair pulled back into a bun that probably used to be pretty tight to her head but is falling out everywhere just from moving around all day. She has these little glasses that sit just at the edge of her nose that she's constantly putting up, but they're hanging by chains that come down around her neck. Her eyes are this kind of dull greenish brown that kind of start as like a golden green in the center and fade out to a light golden brown. She isn't very talkative, but when she does, she always has something to say that just eggs, I guess. She's quiet but very perceptive, so don't piss her off because she'll get you. But,
I love that so much. Ellestria is the elusive figure, and hopefully we find out a bit more about Ellestria as we go on. But I like Ellestria a lot. And finally, although I will be talking about Sickle and Bagden in a second, but finally, in terms of you guys, we'll have Azure.
Hell yeah. Very excited. Azure is, first of all, she has two siblings. Is she the oldest, the youngest, the middle?
She's the middle. Is she?
Knew it. Knew it. She is, not very tall. I think the rest of her siblings are fairly tall. And she's not super duper tall. She's really just sort of like a vision of youth, and she has this like light sort of cloud blue skin that at like the fins and edges on her like cheeks and stuff is tinged a deeper sort of like verdant green. And her eyes are this beautiful like light like hazily green. And her face is just very like soft. But her eyes are sort of what gives away her ornery behavior. Like, she just has this twinkle about her where, like, she pretends to be very, like, refined and will be doing whatever, but you can honestly tell that she's probably up to some shit, like, behind the scenes pulling pranks or, like, doing childish things. She's clothed in a fairly simple, like, robes that are traditional of the plane of water that are very flowy and like ease her movement. but they are sort of covered at the belt and at different various places with beads and baubles and other trinkets that she's sort of like attached to herself. So she sort of jingles everywhere she goes, and it's like a light. She just gives off like bubbly energy, literally.
Literally bubbly. Yeah. I love that very much. Thank you for that, Monty. So, you guys all know Bagdan.
Yep.
Yeah, Bagdan is a bit of a hunk, I suppose. He's, especially at this point, when you guys met him in the future, he was a little bit older, more of a daddy figure. Now he's more, clean-shaven sides of head, with, like, sharp-pointed hair, one broken tusk, and the other kind of poking up, with a piercing through it, that's made of silver. He has these deep green eyes, that just kind of pierce through you. Very well in shape, and he's wearing traditional orcish clothes. He looks to be in his late 20s, early 30s, at this point. And beside him, well, he's currently heavily bandaged as well. But beside him is Sickle. Sickle is just above average height for a dwarf. He has a long black beard and black hair that he sometimes puts up in a bun, but only right after he showers, and he refuses to talk about it. He briefly had a mustache, and he will never let those days be talked about. He's a fantastic cleric, very good with fire, and usually walks around with a great maul in his hands, but that is nowhere to be seen at the moment. Usually clad in black and silver clothing, he's wearing kind of casual robes right now. He has very large hands, and his body is covered in extreme amount of black, coarse hair. You can see through the V cut, just mass amounts of black chest hair curling up out of it. Very hairy man. And I think that's all I have to describe for right now. So, you're all drinking Letha. Letha is a beautiful blue liquid that drips down from... Hold on, I have notes. From the top of Dragonkeep, which you would all know is where the stone dragon sleeps. No one really knows exactly what the liquid is, but it's alcoholic and tastes really good, and it's got mild hallucinogenic properties.
Perfect.
So, a toast, perhaps, to our successful return. Huh?
If it means we can start drinking.
I'm surprised you are not already drunk. We have been gone for weeks. The booze is still here? This is insane.
You know, we haven't just been sitting on our laurels.
I would have been.
Well, that's the difference between you and me.
Always the arrogant one. Meridia, come here. He beckons to the Triton in the corner, who comes over and pours him more. And take a little for yourself, huh? She looks over to you, Monty, Azure. Is that okay, Auntie?
Of course, dear.
She kind of grabs herself a little flask and pours some in and walks back to her corner and takes it.
I look at her. More. Two more.
Of course, yeah. Okay. And your glass as well, Auntie.
Of course. She's downed it already.
Right. Getting fun ant vibes already. Roger.
Abby,
What is it?
a contest.
Oh dear. You know
Come
I'll
on
outdrink you any
now.
day. Any day, Lala, I will outdrink you.
Let's see how today goes then, shall we?
We shall. You lot joining us?
Oh, I already started. Was I not meant to?
Actually, I've lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I kind of like playfully poke it back in, but I don't actually hurt him. I thought my brother would have healed you up by now. It's getting old.
Some Titan weaponry, not healing right.
Come here, let me look at it. I'll kind of examine his wounds, the whole, wounded soldier fantasy.
When he peels it away, there's just like black ooze still coming out of it. It's getting better, I promise.
Does it look like it's getting better?
Oh, it looks awful. It smells awful. It smells like rot.
Oh, that's bad. You keep an eye on this. Can't have you dying to infection.
It'll take more than infection to kill me. Plus, you know I am a healer, right? I don't need... No, the help is appreciated. Just can someone let me borrow some blood so I can keep drinking?
Borrow some.
I was mostly kidding.
I was gonna offer, but I didn't know if we were compatible.
Oh, compatible, eh?
Not like that.
My betrothed is right there.
Sorry, was that an innuendo? I meant
Stop
if I
teasing
put my
back then.
blood in you, it will kill you.
Hopefully not any quicker than this will, eh?
Would you like to try?
No, actually, I wouldn't. I know enough about medicine to know that's a really bad idea. Hey, you're being dramatic. I will heal you a bit more tomorrow. Silgoth, do you want to go hunting tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. Where are we going?
Well, we're right next to the Timeless Woods. Perhaps we could sniff around, see if there's any Titans.
Silgoth pats down to where at his side he's got his bow kind of packed away beside the table. Sure, I'll keep you company.
I think this is a good idea. We
Might
want
be a bit quieter this time.
I cannot promise anything. It's more
If
of
you
a...
actually want to kill something, you better take me with you.
I can handle myself fine, Cely'r.
Perhaps it would be in our best interest not to piss the boss off, huh?
If you say so.
I like to say I'll give you cleaning duty.
Well, it's about time someone took charge around here.
You do like to take credit for all the work I do now, don't you?
Last time I checked, I was currently winning in the standings for who had taken down the most of those little pawns that the enemy are always sending at us. Unless you want to check the numbers again. You really get a second sword, it really helps.
Tell me when you get something big. Something you can put on a wall, and then we'll talk.
Well, from what I hear from my brother, we're going to get to that point real soon. What's the plan then?
You should have seen this thing. Oh, it towered above everything. Big blue motherfucker. Just chorusing with frost energy. It was very cold. Right back then, it was very cold. It was very cold. Yeah. It was doing some kind of weird ritual. And we walked in and interrupted it, I suppose. After a horrendous fight that, to be honest, I am not entirely sure how we won. Considering we lost Veridas and, well, all of his men. We found a small orb in a chest nearby, and we used it to blast the hell out of that weird man thing. Tundra Titan. And perhaps it would have been better if we had dragged the body all the way back here, but we're talking about all the way across the world here, you know?
That fancy hobby of yours looks pretty good as a reward.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm hoping maybe we can put it into some weaponry, and maybe even have a look at some of the other weaponry that Bagdan brought with him.
I look
Bag
meanly
you
flame
brought us
back then.
spoils.
I was gonna wait until we were drunk.
You always pull out the weapons when you're drunk.
Yeah.
It's classic.
First time. Yeah.
Alright, 2 more drinks and then I'll pull them out.
Ellestria, will you drink?
I haven't decided.
Azure is sitting next to Ellestria, sort of giggling.
One has to say so, but going to
No.
pulling.
Cely'r said duty.
Ellestria rolls her eyes, but you see the little corner of her mouth kind of perk up a little bit at that. One has to say so, but if we're going to be picking weapons out.
Yeah, I mean, right, Ellestria, fine. You can look into the. Back then, we have something special for Ellestria, right? I suppose Celestia's probably the only one that can make use of it, yeah. You know, I really wanted to do this. You know what, fine. He reaches into his bag and he pulls out a sharpened and refined bone that he slides across the table towards Ellestria. It was a Titan cultist at the Frost camps. After killing one of Faradas's men, I mauled him half to death and then interrogated him. He said that's the finger bone of an ancient dragon, and he was using it to cast spells. Thought it might be helpful.
He'll pick it up and just kind of study it a little bit.
It's nothing pretty to look at, but it does course with power.
Kind of power, if I...
It is a +2 1 to the War Mage.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Sick. Yeah, Ellestria is not drinking. She's now tinkering with her new toy. So, in her own little world.
Oh, I'll be here for the rest of the night. I did bring you all trinkets too, don't worry.
I was hoping so. I'm kind of like trying to peek in the bag.
It's like, shut over. You wait your turn, Silgoth. I know, after all, it's traditional that our great leader gets to pick first.
Clap him on the back.
Well, I've got a very nice bow for you. And he's gonna pull out what looks to be like, it's not in the shape of a bow, and it is strung with a single line of light. And oh god, what have I done to it? Sickle. And he passes it to Sickle, and Sickle goes, it's fine, don't worry. And he molds it out into a bow shape again, and then flicks it, and it hardens. We found this very strange material when we were rummaging around in that Titans things. And we don't know what it's from. It's nothing of this world. But it is strong and sharp, and it seems to damage them, and it is very good at holding enchantment. This one,
It can suit it.
yes, this one is strung with A strand of moonlight.
Well, if it's made from light like me, then we know that it'll be strong.
Well, that was the hope. And you enjoy it.
She takes it, runs her hand over the, sort of the material. Looks over at, is there any, like, fruit in the room, like a bowl of apples or something?
Yeah, there's a bowl of apples. Go for it.
Yeah, takes out an arrow.
When you knock the arrow, it begins to glow, the bow, and like runes glow on the side of it in primordial.
What does it say?
It says vengeance.
Ooh.
This is an oath bow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fancy oath bow.
I like oaths.
Oaths are great.
Awesome. She'll knock the arrow and fire it at like an apple across the room.
Sure, give me an attack roll.
Sure.
And we all die.
We all die.
R.I.P.
First god roll, not one.
That certainly hits the apple across the room. As you impale like 3 of them on the same arrow, and then it goes through the wall and out. Perhaps that was a little bit too hard, eh?
I don't know, did what I wanted it to.
Oh, that is all that matters.
Give my sisters his next.
Of course. We weren't entirely sure what exactly you wanted us to mold it into, but we did find a weapon from a very persistent pawn of the Titans. It is it was a battle axe, but we could turn it into something else.
Let's see it.
He heaves out this large black spiked battle axe with a skull at the top, a dragon skull. It's maybe not exactly your style, huh?
We can work with this.
It's the wielder, I believe his name was Vrokir. He swung and swung and swung into our men, and for every one that fell, he grew stronger.
That sounds very useful. Can I like hold it in my hands and feel the weight of it?
Yeah, it hefts very nicely. It's definitely a two-handed weapon.
Nice. Okay, if I give it a wee kind of practice swing.
Sure, give
Not like
me
at anything. I'm not trying to hit anything. I just want to see how it feels going through the air.
Feels good. It whistles like it cut the air.
Ooh. I see.
Perhaps you can get Ellestria to have a look at it later.
I'll look up at Ellestria.
Without picking her head up, she'll just go like, yes, just sit it down, sit it down.
Do you even know what I'm holding right now?
She will look up at that and go, not yet. I will. Sit it down.
I'll set it down on the table.
And for my favorite brother, we have brought you a few things, actually.
Oh, good.
Unfortunately, maybe not quite as special, but certainly very useful. I know. Okay. He pulls out 2 long scimitars.
This is what I'm talking about.
They are of elvish design. I spent all night shaping them into this design. But when you snap them, they should stick like this. It is sharper than obsidian. It is the only thing, I believe, the only material that can slice through a titan.
That'll be handy.
Definitely, especially now that you have 2 of them, eh?
Silgoth begins kind of playing it along his fingers, it kind of dances through the air. White's good.
Yes.
Do you do anything special?
They are magical. As far as I'm aware of what you can do with this material at the start of your journeys of the day, just think real hard of what elements you would like to inflict, and you'll do a little bit of that kind of damage.
Interesting.
And apart from that, they're +2 scimitars.
Nice.
He looks over to you as you're looking at me like you're expecting something.
Yes, everyone else got presents, and I would like mine too.
Oh, I don't know.
Siggo!
No, it's just we've all been friends for such a long time, and I thought I didn't even really think that you would. And Baghdad just like hits him, and it's like, just stop messing around with her. You know she doesn't understand.
I thought I was very clear about my appreciation for material things. Was I not?
No, you were. It's okay. Actually, I picked this one out for you. We found this gem. It's can hold power. He reaches out the bag and he tosses you a diamond.
Oh.
It's large, and there's been like a socket put around it, kind of thing, so that it can be put into a necklace. But it's not currently in a necklace.
I happen to have spare chains. I could certainly.
I thought you might.
Thank you.
You might want to have Ellestria have a better look at it, but as far as I'm aware, it can store power for later use.
Oh. How wonderful. Thank you.
No problem. And if you'll excuse me for just a second. He gets up and he walks over to Meridia, and Baghdad has a small conversation with Meridia in the corner of the room. And when he walks back, she's wearing a sapphire necklace. So, now that that's over, can we get hammered?
I'm
That
already
sounds right.
hammered.
Everyone's been drinking this whole time, and Baghdad's just dealing with all this.
My whole world, as we say, is swimming.
We saw a kraken, actually, when we were on the way around.
Oh, really?
Fuck.
Yeah, it was just chilling there, in the water.
They don't just chill. It
Well-
was with evil intent.
It was probably chilling with evil intent, now that I think about it. I didn't look too odd, but that was probably what was happening.
I can't believe you didn't kill it.
Look at me! Look at me!
You killed a titan. How much harder is a kraken?
After killing a titan? Much! I was
Take a
injured.
nap.
Where? We're in the middle of the hinterlands! Everywhere is
In
danger!
the hinterlands.
My god, every corner we turned was ice cultists. We were expecting the ice serpent to come slamming out of the ground.
I'm
Well,
just
the
hearing
important thing
excuses.
is that if it's still alive, we can kill it.
Do we have
Oh,
plans to
that-
go on the sea anytime soon?
We didn't.
There's a kraken.
We
though.
can.
This
There's
is...
a kraken.
You all make some very good points.
Cely'r, what about that drinking contest?
I've started, sister, and I'm not hammered yet. How about you?
I'm fine.
Another then.
Another.
As you go, and you guys can make up whatever you want about this, you have all seen things in recent days that you're allowed to talk about. Silgoth, the two suns in the sky, are acting strangely. One is slightly larger than the other usually, but it seems to be getting bigger. Abonaya. Most of the land is grey and devoid of life. However, you've seen recently a patch not far from here where lush flowers are growing, and just around them complete deadness. Whatever happened there is up to you. And if you want to have it be because you don't know definitively why that's happening, we can go and check it out later. Azure, when you were out for a little swim one day, you noticed that deep within the water, there appear to be horses. You've not seen that since you were in the plane of water, so that's a fairly uncommon occurrence. Ellestria, while out for your walk, looking through the forest and checking on your supplies, you saw a conglomeration of around 15 dragons flying in formation ahead. And Cely'r, the wolves are all running. Far away from here, far away from where you guys would now call Indaro, but you guys would call that the Timeless Woods right now. They seem to be heading towards Dragon Keep, which is the highest point on this side of the world. They are scared of something, and for once they will not speak to you. They are just running. And on that, we're going to take our break, and then we can that'll give you guys a couple of minutes to think about the things you want to say about all of that, and then we'll come back and do some more of this. Go?
Yeah.
Perfect. We're back.
How does he expect me to do French for dwarves when he does not even do French dwarves?
Because you need to be better than him, Nicky.
There was a moment there where I was gonna attempt it, and then he just didn't make Sickle French, so I was like, I'm not gonna do that. They're brothers.
I think like the first thing Sickle said was French, and from then on.
He didn't even do French. He was doing like the Ruby City accent.
I mean, this is 800 years ago. Like, accents change over time.
Yeah, it was probably different.
So you have to speak in like an old French accent.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah. Like, we should be speaking in old English accents, really.
Mm-hmm. Which is actually closer to American. Yeah, I read that once. Apparently their accents didn't change when they went overseas. Ours did back home.
Because you want to sound more French.
Yes.
Genuinely.
Oh yeah, apparently like Shakespeare, if you read it in American, some of the rhymes make more sense.
Oh,
I'm gonna make more tea.
it's a good idea. If I make tea, I'll get sleepy.
I'm so excited to get to play with you, Al.
Yes, we haven't played together at all, I don't think.
No.
Exciting.
I can never make breakfast brawler.
It's a big sad. But now we get to play
Yeah.
together. I have invaded.
I'm so excited.
I'm an outlaw now.
I've always been an outlaw.
At heart.
Indoctrinate you. You're there.
And it's got that little letter Eris sent to Willa in this version of the world.
Yeah.
It's weird starting at like 11:30. Like all my other regular D&D finishes at midnight. Ooh.
Now, do I actually put my spells into Roll20 or?
I've put in the spells that I have prepared onto Roll20. Luckily, they're all like Player's Handbook, pretty much. Yeah. I have too many spell slots. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
I do not have.
Smite.
Smite! I will
I
smite
don't
thee!
have much caster experience, so this should be interesting.
The majority of my caster experience is Eris. And she's a warlock, and they don't really count as casters because they have 2 fucking spell slots.
No, they do not count.
They're
I
just depressed.
promise you that casters are fucking broken at your level. Like,
Oh, I have
wizards,
so much cool shit.
wizards especially
Yeah.
are fucking
Oh my gosh.
broken.
I have so much cool stuff, but I know I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
So stressed.
It's like you're coming in at level 15 and there's so much. It's like, I hope I remember some of this. I've got 2 feats as well.
And the positive side, I get to throw some absolutely monstrous shit at you guys.
Yay.
Like, oh, it's gonna be so much fun. And then it's even more fun for you guys because you know I can't kill any of you.
Exactly. But also, like, imagine how angsty it would be.
Oh my
if someone
god.
not. Yeah.
Who are they gonna?
Fine, I have Revivify prepared, guys.
Who are they gonna pray to? Like, who are they gonna pray to save you guys? Oh me, please.
Literally, because I have a priest back, and I'm like, any like stuff I get from like my holy symbol is just gonna be stuff about the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause they're what give me faith. They're what my oath's in.
That's so sweet.
It's great. Yeah.
Like,
Your casting focus is just like a crudely drawn crayon drawing of like
Yeah.
you and Cely'r like holding hands. It's like
it's like I'm really glad no one picked Sickle because I don't want to have to explain how Sickle is a cleric.
It's like a cleric.
I just don't. I don't know. Cleric, he believes in himself, alright? He really likes fire. So-
Can Gwynva do that eventually?
Well,
Become
I
a
mean-
self-cleric?
I mean, Willa did it.
Yeah. And now we can be clerics and warlocks with Willa if we're good friends with her.
Willa is just that audio where it's like, I think I might have girl bossed a little bit too close
Yes.
to the moon.
I love that for Willa.
He deserves it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a hard tumultuous time. Tumultuous? Tumultuous.
Tumultuous.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to say turmoil and tumultuous at the
I
same
was.
thing. Um,
like trying to put all of my rangers have a lot of features, y'all.
They do.
yeah.
My little
What
featured list
conclave
is
thing?
Hunter.
Yes, Hunter. That's what Rowan is.
Hell yeah.
Best ones. Rowan won the battle royale, so it's a
I
good sign.
know.
I killed all my friends.
Huh.
Guys, did you know that when I forage, I find twice as much food?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, we should definitely take you foraging then.
Hmm.
They're
Yeah.
just like, oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna go hunt, and we're not gonna take our hunter.
No,
I know,
'cause
they're all
no,
they're
because
all
me
like,
and
"Let's go
Lala,
hunt."
me and Lala are going to go on a nice little adventure and look at this patch of flowers we found,
That's a good idea.
and then we'll have a picnic and we'll be sisters.
And then you'll have like a really ominous conversation where it's like hinted at Cely'r's inevitable betrayal.
No.
No.
We will be happy.
Okay.
We will hold hands and we will be happy.
Okay.
This is my. I mean, I know we haven't played the monk one shot yet. I don't know if that's still happening. But
It is. I'm my life.
I know
is
you're
a-
really
my
busy.
life
This
is
isn't like a-
shambles. I'm
this is not
sorry.
pressuring you. It's okay. But this is the third twin I've got in Genatha.
Oh god.
Different.
Maybe
Eris
there's.
is a twin. Molly and
Eris isn't a twin
um,
anymore.
no, her twin's dead, but she was a twin. And then Molly and Olde from the monk one shot are twins. And now we've got Abonaya and Cely'r are twins.
Twin slap.
Twins do slap. There's so much nice
Twins do
dynamic
slap.
there. Yeah, they slap each other. Bam. Cely'r, get your shit together.
Okay. I've tricked all of you. You guys all think this is coffee. It's wine.
Why not both?
Because that would be vile. Be
But
absolutely
it would
vile.
do two jobs at once. It's like dragon soup, but you make it at home.
I'm gonna ignore that entirely. That was the worst thing I've ever heard.
No, it's not. I have said lots of things, Sunny. I have said worse things than that.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna-
I need to tickle Gaston's feet.
Yes, do that.
Oh, she's
I'm gonna
mad
fix
at
my
me.
blanket.
That's fine.
No.
She flexed her claws. So how we all doing? We almost ready?
Almost ready.
Going on a house tour.
Yeah.
It's like MTV Cribs.
Remember Pimp My Crib?
No.
You guys remember Pimp My Crib? No? Because they had Pimp My Ride and then they did Pimp My Crib.
I adored Pimp My Ride, and then I adored Pimp My Crib. Are you kidding me?
They were both so
Absolutely. Did you watch Rod Yurdick's Fantasy Factory? 'Cause
No.
that was my shit.
good. No.
Oh. Mm.
I just watched. I wasn't actually allowed to change the channels in my house. My sister had control of the remote, so I just watched whatever my sister
Ah.
wanted,
Yeah.
which was usually like America's Next Top Model. America's Next Top Model.
Mm.
Anyway, back to the party. Things are still being drank, and as is the way with a god party, a couple of things get broken and smashed as people are testing out their new weapons. What's your guys' plans for this god party?
Azure takes the diamond and just smashes it against something, and it's like, it's definitely a diamond.
Don't diamonds have that thing where, like, if you hit them in the exact right point, they just entirely shatter?
No.
I don't think so, no.
I'm pretty sure that's how diamonds work.
I don't think so.
No. That's Prince Rupert drops.
I was saying,
Yeah.
diamonds do shatter. Diamonds are incredibly hardy to like cutting, but if you hit them with a hammer, they will just shatter.
Yeah.
Huh.
I hit it onto
Huh.
like a crystal wine glass. Like I was like,
If it is a magic item, it will not break, however, because magic items are incredibly hardy.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna break your diamond.
I was.
I mean,
You got
consequence
drunk and broke your cool item.
consequence of my own action, honestly.
Just on a whim, like, yeah. This incredibly
wouldn't be
powerful,
mad.
very rare magic item is now destroyed.
Yeah.
Of course.
What else?
Okay, Abby. You may have won drinking, but I'm gonna beat the shit out of you in arm wrestling.
So, as soon as Cely'r has a drink, suddenly she's like Midwestern.
It's one drink, it turns into Baptiste. I can't.
It's another crossover.
Oh, guys.
We can't do this.
Are you sure?
Never been more sure of anything in my life. Come on.
Okay.
Can you both roll strength for me?
Yes, we can. Just a straight strength check.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Beans.
Do you get advantage?
No, no.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, I was like, Jesus.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna pat this up to drunkenness though.
Yeah.
As you get slammed down at the table by your sister.
Gotta be stronger than that, little sis.
She lets out like a growl. I had to let you win the first one.
Oh, you let me win.
I always
Yes.
do.
I like to let you think that.
Easy, sisters, easy.
I'm taller than you.
Only because you have horns.
Horns don't count.
Yes,
Thank
they
you,
do.
Cely'r.
Actually,
Yeah,
I agree.
shorty.
I agree with Silgoth. The horns don't count.
Horns absolutely don't count.
Had never counted, never will. And I am older than you.
The horns count in my book.
Silgoth sits back in that way where like you're kind of a bit drunk, but you're kind of still there. So like he kind of stares at the space for a second, and then kind of half-heartedly says, "Sun's getting bigger.
The what?
When the sun's, it's getting bigger.
Does it do that here?
Not usually.
No, I've never had that happen, no. Are you sure it wasn't just midday?
No, definitely bigger. I've been watching it.
And you're
Yeah,
not
you really
getting...
shouldn't stare at the sun.
And you're not getting taller?
Not last time I checked.
Okay, well, that can mean a couple
Does
of things.
Silgoth think that it could be magical? What's causing this?
Roll Arcana.
Okay.
And also roll History.
Ooh.
Well, then you definitely get the Arcana part, but you might not get the History part. Silgoth is pretty sure that that sun that is getting bigger is not magical. There you go. Nailed it.
I don't know any spells that could do that.
Would there be any like natural cause to it?
You could roll Nature. Long ago. No. So the way that the suns work is that one of them is a titan, and the other one is a celestial body, and the larger one that is getting bigger is the one that is a celestial body, and naturally that means that a star is falling to Genatha.
Oh,
Bad.
Probably, unless you like being like a fossil.
No.
I like not being a fossil.
So do most people.
I like aliveness.
Well, that means that a star might be falling. Which is shit on top of everything else we need to deal with.
But it is kind of pretty.
if the sun falls and we kill the Titan, what happens then? Is it just dark all the time?
Presumably.
That'd be weird.
So is the moon.
Yeah, but what's shining off the moon? If the sun doesn't exist, then there's no moonlight.
Well, I'm not worried. I can see in the dark.
Yeah, but it'll be
Some
cold
of the
as
rest
Yeah,
is
fuck.
I prefer the dark.
It'll be cold!
Do we have blankets? Another ways to stay warm. Wink it back, Dan.
Tell you what then.
You've had a bit
maybe
much.
we figure out a way that we keep our Titan around, but just not going anywhere.
Well, like suspend him in the sky.
Yeah, he sits up there keeping us warm and light, and he doesn't bother us anymore.
Could always just leave his corpse up there.
If it keeps burning.
That's an issue.
I look at the scimitar that I just got and try and make it light on fire.
And it combusts.
I think I could keep him burning.
That was certainly one way to do it, brother. Okay, well this is a problem for the morning. The sky is falling, or just the sun. Just the sun is falling. Good, good.
Not good.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's good.
It's good to know. We have intel. This is nice. This is what Ellestria is always saying. Know your enemy, kill your enemy, that thing.
Are we supposed to get to know them before we kill them?
Not on a personal level, I don't believe.
Oh, okay.
Not if you want to do it correctly. Is there anything else anyone's noticed? Because I saw dragons flying. Like, a lot of them.
Ooh.
How many do you think, huh?
15. So
That is a lot of dragons. I struggled myself against one.
Which way were they going?
Towards Dragon's
I
Keep.
wasn't told them.
Like the wolves.
Wolves.
They no longer stay in my council. They're scared of something here. They've all left.
There are beasts in the deep. Great powerful beasts. We called them horses.
Yes. We have those too.
Oh,
Useful for riding, but I wouldn't call them great and powerful.
you don't know them like I do.
I will take your word for it.
Seems we've all noticed something. I saw nearby, not far from here, a patch of flowers. The luscious land I've ever seen. Everything around grey, but that small spot.
Horses, underwater, and flowers. I'm gonna be honest, only Ellestria really matches mine so far.
I
You
did
mean horses are great beasts that forebode terrible things?
Oh
Wait.
yeah, like dragons.
I have one.
Go.
I saw a titan, and then I killed it.
We've been over that.
Oh, I just wanted to be included. I'm sorry.
What about
Did
you,
you
boss?
see me- Eat a good sandwich recently, or
I told you, do you have... Is your beard growing through your ears now?
Sorry, we've been drinking all night.
The wolves have left me. They've gone to Dragon's Peak as well.
Huh.
Sense it amongst the other animals as well. There's something fearsome here, something that unsettles them. Something coming.
We'll be ready
It's just
for it.
reacting.
Vinny, which of these signs do we think bodes for, like, a titan plotting something?
You know what doesn't bode for a titan plotting something? My camera being all wonky. Hold on.
That's the type of plot.
It's
They're
dramatic.
sabotaging
It's
us.
like
Yeah.
the DM blurring himself so we can get in character.
There we go. I should do that more often. You guys got really into it there. The dragons. Oh, you would all know this, so I can go ahead and tell you. The dragons in this time are dragons of the elements. So they're like primordial dragons. Either they are of a certain element or they are of stone. which usually means they are immortal and sleeping, dormant usually. And the ones that aren't dormant are not ones that you really want to fuck with. If there are a lot of them flying, it's likely they're meeting with a titan.
Dragons. Is it Keep or Peak?
Keep. Dragon's Keep.
Keep.
Dragon's Keep is also where you guys get your Leafa.
Yes.
It drains down
We're
from
stealing our
Dragon's
booze.
Keep. Because Dragon's Keep is like a kind of a floating castle. And it like drains down in a little waterfall that pulls in where you guys would call Indara, but it's the Timeless Wood. So.
It is imperative that we save our booze. We must kill this titan immediately.
Have you considered that perhaps the Titan is the one making the booze and we're just getting the runoff?
Maybe. Then there's more booze in it. Either way, I think we should go.
He looks at his glass and kind of swirls and goes, I just had the awful feeling that I've been drinking Titan runoff.
I don't think about that.
Neither. And he pounds the entire thing. So, first thing in the morning then, we had the...
We set out.
Test these new weapons.
I'm afraid we're going to have to go hunting later then, brother.
That's a shame, but I guess we're just looking for bigger game.
Guy then gets up and kind of stretches, and you, like, see the wound ooze with black.
Oh, you're not going. I kind of like gently push him back down.
This is ridiculous. I'm not even drunk.
No, but you are deeply fucked up.
Oh yes, I'd forgotten. As much as it pains me to say it, perhaps I should stay with him.
We'll need someone to hold the fort.
I have a fancy weapon for myself as well, but I would suggest you take the orb with you.
Sure.
So I will extend her hand for it.
He wraps it in the cloth surrounding it and ties it. Don't touch it directly to your fingers, Cely'r. You don't want to lose your arrow finger.
Very well. Stay safe here. I don't want my sister's beloved getting hurt.
I think it might be a little late for that, but I will try my hardest.
Getting hurt worse. You can handle that now, can't you?
Of course. Meridia will look after us, right? Meridia just kind of like looks over sheepishly as a... Yeah, I think that will be fine. See? We're in good hands, Cely'r.
Very good.
I'm going to take him to bed.
Another victory.
You continue drinking. Don't worry. I'm going to take him to bed. You see, like, tiny Sickle, like, lift Baghdad up on his shoulders, and walking across.
Do you want some help?
He does not look like it's bothering him at all. He did this, like, deep squat to get Baghdad up, but he looks like he could do this all day.
I'll give Baghdad a wee kiss on the forehead. Good
He's, like,
night.
passed out. Like, just, like, give a little kiss as he goes by. Azure, do you need things for prepared for tomorrow?
Oh, Meridia dear, dancing colors. I would... Do you have some fun knives I could borrow? Something shiny, perhaps.
I can certainly get knives for you. We have some in the kitchen, I think.
I would love that.
Sure, I'll put them in a bag for you. And do you need me to pack food or rations, supplies, that kind of thing?
I hadn't thought about eating. I'll take fish jerky, of course. You know those little what are they called? Grapes, where they're sort of squishy. I want those. And if I may I please have tomato and cheese sandwich with the crust cut off.
I will do my best, and I think you mean raisins.
No, they're round.
Like dates? Figs. Dates. What are you talking about?
Are figs the one where the bug crawls inside and it dies?
That's the one, yes.
Yes, that's the one I like.
Okay, sure. I think I can find some figs. Jesus hates them, you know. Wait. Wait, Jesus doesn't exist in this world.
Who?
Who? Our cousin Jesus back home in the elemental plane of water? That darn Jesus always turning the water into wine.
Walking all over
No,
it.
the
Like
Titan-
young
Walking all
place.
over it.
the Titan Jesuis hates figs.
Canon.
Sorry, if that's too much, I don't want to bother you. But,
No, I'll try my best.
she slips her like 5 gold pieces.
I probably should have mentioned gold isn't really a thing.
Oh shit! What do I have that I could give her? Just some shiny rocks.
Yeah, just like shiny pebbles. Like no one uses currency at the moment. It's a barter system. Oh, that's very, very kind of you, Auntie.
Of course, and anything you need, dear.
Yes, of course. She runs off to start packing bags for you guys.
Abby, shall we make plans for tomorrow?
It would be best. Don't want to go in blind.
Ellestria, you as well?
Yes, we have to be prepared. Of course.
Good.
Hopefully I'll sober up by the morning.
You two do that. I'm off to go hunt.
Now?
The moon is out. When else would I go?
It's fair.
Good hunting, sister.
I'll go with you. Silgoth reaches under the table and grabs his bow and slings it over his shoulder. Don't want the boss getting caught by something wild in the night.
Silgoth, I am the wild in the night. And Cely'r runs to the door, and as you meet her out there, instead of her, you find a shining dire wolf.
As Silgoth is going out, I'll like grab his arm and be like, look after her.
Do my best. As he walks out the door, Silgoth does like a kind of drunken mock bow, casts a long stride on himself, and starts running after the direwolf.
Amazing.
I love that image.
I love that image so much. You guys can give me perception checks.
I'm gonna tell you who's not good at perception. It's Silgoth. He does not notice.
Oh.
Oh wait, I
matter.
lied. He's actually good.
He notices everything. You guys are running through, and the and the moonlight is strong tonight. Possibly because the sun is closer. We're not going to get into it, but the moonlight is very strong tonight, and it's shining through these dark trees. Eventually, you make it to the shimmering lake that you guys are. The cabin's not too far from when it's just on the border of the Timeless Woods. It's silent in the woods, much quieter than even this hour would call for. And the lake shimmers differently than usual. In the centre of the lake, where there is usually a small ruin that is set for rituals, there is nothing. Just empty darkness.
Cely'r sort of slows a little back on her haunches, and lets out a low warning growl as she said center before sort of sniffing around the air and the lake.
Okay, you can give me a perception at advantage. Because
Silgoth's going to be looking for signs that anyone's been by this way.
give me a nature or survival check.
Which of those am I better at? Nature.
So starting with Direwolf Cely'r, sniffing at the air, you can smell a familiar smell of brimstone, like dragon breath, and also like the smell of fresh blood, but it could also just be iron on the air.
I'm gonna clock that smell of blood, and her eyes sort of narrow, like a hunter that's caught scent of prey.
Okay. Silgoth, you realize very quickly you were standing in a giant footprint.
Silgoth kind of mouths the words "oh shit," and then looks over to Cely'r. I'm gonna try and hide so that if anyone's nearby, they're not noticing me.
Sure, you can both roll stealth.
Cool. +10. Rolled a 2.
Absolutely brutal. But, you've got
Oh wait,
Cely'r with
shit.
it.
I forgot. I have spells. I cast invisibility to give myself advantage.
Oh, there you go.
Great. Love it. It's what Silgoth deserves.
So you kind of hide yourself behind one of the sharp white trees on the outskirts, or just on the edge. The banks, that's the word I was looking for, of the Shimmering Lake. And suddenly a rumble comes from the lake, and stepping up and onto the banks is a large, rocky figure that is pulling what appears to be a deer up with it, a shimmering stag in its hand, as it crawls its way onto the bank. It looks at it, and in Primordial it says, "You thought you could get away, little one." And then it bites into it, ripping off the head of the stag. It chews kind of absent-mindedly. "Doesn't taste as good wet." And it begins to walk down the lake. It hasn't noticed you. That is you spotting a Titan. But a lesser Titan.
The wolf sort of, almost out of thin air, the sky blue eyes pop back into sight, and they find yours, Silgoth. She looks from you to the Titan.
Silgoth's like flat against a tree, and he casts message and says to Cely'r, "What do you think? Can we take it?" How far were the others?
The way you guys ran, like, at least 500 feet, at least. You guys are pretty far in the woods.
Cely'r, if a wolf could smile, it would. She starts stalking it.
Sure, you guys can roll me stealth checks.
Bit better this time. Come on. There we go.
God, guys.
We've got +10 and we've been rolling so terribly.
I know.
Oh my god, and then I roll amazingly.
Oh no.
Does anybody have anything they want to use before the Titan spots you? So it's walking down the banks, heavy-handed and casually kind of ripping apart the stag. It's singing a song in Primordial, and laughing away to itself. It appears to be heading towards Dragonscape.
I don't want to
I'm
give up
gonna-
my surprise.
Yeah. Cely'r was headed off to almost pounce on it.
Sure. So it turns, suddenly aware of eyes on it, and it catches eyes with this wolf in the woods. Oh, did you not get the message, doggy? Time to come up to the cape.
Wait, what'd you say?
It is speaking to you in your wolf form, and it says, did you not get the message, doggy? It's time for you to come up to the cape. He kind of leans down and like beckons to you. Here, pupper. Here.
Silgoth's creeping up on him from behind.
Yeah, it looks, yeah. Cely'r's gonna howl.
Silgoth goes for him.
Sure. Give me an attack roll.
Do I have advantage because he didn't see me coming?
Yes.
Cool. My swords are still gonna have the fire on them for right now.
Okay.
Does that add extra damage?
Yes, you get a d6 of damage.
Cool, I will add that. There we go. 28.
28 hits.
Nice. Oh, I didn't roll my extra damage. That's annoying.
No, and you rolled minimum damage.
Yeah. 8 plus, I'll just roll manually. 3 fire.
Yeah, you can use your dual wield as well if you want to.
I'm a fighter. I have 3 more attacks.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna try and get this damage to go in though. 25.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be 10 slashing and 5 fire.
Mm-hmm.
27.
Yep.
12 slashing, 5 fire.
Mm-hmm.
Crit. 13 slashing, 6 fire.
So, this is certainly something that you've tried before, and usually your burning scimitars cut slightly into the. In this instance, it's a kind of black flesh of this humanoid creature that lacks a lot of humanoid features, and usually you cut in and it fails to even bleed, and the slightly superficial wounds instantly heal over. But now with these scimitars in your hand, when you cut deep, and black blood drips down the side of the Titan and down his legs. He howls in pain. Who dares harm me?
Seeing the wounds actually taking with the new weapons, Silgoth, like the bloodlust rises up in him. I'm gonna action surge.
I will allow it.
When Silgoth action surges using Arcane Charge, he can teleport up to 30 feet. So Silgoth is going to kind of hurl himself upwards and land on top of its shoulders with his teleport and stab the swords into the base of his neck this time.
Yeah, you can keep your advantage. That's very cool.
Nice.
That hits.
That's 12 slashing on fire,
That hits.
8 slashing, 6 fire,
Mm-hmm.
10 slashing, 2 fire.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna count out. 12, 14, 26, 39, 52, 56, 66, 73, 88, 99 damage.
Oh, that's enough. I didn't bother counting it
Right.
because I figured it wasn't going to be enough, but that's enough. So, with Cely'r's distraction there, you jump up and just slice across this lesser titan. Being that it frightened you to the point of fleeing in the past due to its complete invulnerability to all of the damage that you could do to it, has fallen in mere seconds to you.
As he brings the scimitars its weakening round, he leans into its big ear as he brings it toward its neck and says in primordial into its ear, "Bye-bye." And then just slowly drags it along his neck so he slowly bleeds out.
Yeah, there's like a bubbling of blood, this black viscous liquid, as he looks straight into the eyes of Wolf Cely'r. It's not meant to end like this. Drops.
Silgoth kind of like rides the body down and stands there where it's tumbled and looks up at Cely'r, wipes some blood off himself. Guess my brother wasn't lying about these swords.
The wolf and light almost refracts until before you stands the usual Cely'r. You know, when you kill something, you make it quick.
I don't know. They haven't always done that courtesy to us.
Determines who's the better hunter.
I think him being dead determines the better hunter.
Was a good kill.
It'll be more like it.
No, they're headed there.
Yeah,
Point
sounds
to
like
the-
we were right about what they're doing. Not sure why though.
Feels like we're headed straight into the wolf's den.
Silgoth kind of looks in at some of the blood in his hands. I think the others have the stomach for it. This is a war we're going into.
Pups don't get to decide where they're born. Men don't get to decide if they become soldiers or not. You simply do.
Yeah, but
Everyone has a role.
it's just, I could see it in my brother's eyes when they came back. He's still not quite used to killing. Neither are the others, really. But you and me, we're killers. We'll have to keep them safe.
Glad to have you at my side in all of this.
You as well. Good hunting, Cely'r.
Good hunting, Silgoth.
Kind of look down. What kind of thing would be a good trophy from this?
Probably the hand, or the Titan's necklace.
Oh, I'll take the necklace.
Yeah. The Titan's necklace is a large eye, on a chain.
How big is it compared to me?
The Titan was like 20 feet tall.
The
And
necklace is like the size of my torso.
yeah, exactly.
Is it like the WWE belt?
Exactly. We have a new world champion.
I bet I can make a good shield out of this. Slide it into my pack.
Do you want to keep hunting, or are you happy going home, not empty-handed, but...
I'd like to kill something.
Then let's keep going.
While that's happening, what's going on back at the I've not named your house, but the cabin.
The bestie's house.
The besties house. What's happening back at the besties house?
Just us besties.
I guess we're planning.
Oh, what are we planning?
Don't know, we're planning something. The troublemakers are gone.
Troublemakers. One of
You think
them's
that-
the leader.
Yes,
You
and
think that
she's my
us three
sister.
are not
and
troublemakers?
Ellestria, what do you think is likely to give us an advantage tomorrow?
I haven't built a Titan myself, so that's Titan's goal. Meeting. There's going to be a lot of things that.
A lot of unknown. Go catch a horse.
One of the water horses you saw.
Hmm.
You know if they can exist out of the water.
That's a good question. I don't think I ever did bring them out of the water. So I don't know. No. But I think it would be very fun to see.
All right. I thought we were taking brand deals here. I see that we're sellouts. I see that we are absolute sellouts.
Jesus, of all things.
Come on.
This stream sponsored by Cheez-Its. The cheese flavor that almost seems real.
It is. It's real. Okay.
It was real. It was real to me.
They're made with real cheese. Okay.
There's no way, right? There's no way Cheez-Its are made with real cheese.
Maybe
What do you
next to real
mean?
cheese. Maybe it's real American cheese. That's not real cheese though.
Are Cheez-Its made with real
Hold on.
cheese?
We're taking a break because this is important.
It's very important.
It's 100% real cheese?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes!
When you take cheese and you put it on a pan and you bake it, it just becomes Cheez-Its.
That is true.
What? No way.
They're gluten free. How do you think they're gluten free, Vinny?
Wait, they're gluten free?
Then you can eat cheeses.
I can eat Cheez-Its. I thought they were like Ritz's.
No. It's just cheese.
'Cause I know Ritz's are just butter biscuits. I assumed that they were like Ritz's but with like cheddar.
Just cheese.
Oh
Just
shit.
cheese. Huh.
All right.
Well, we have learned today.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry for
Thanks,
the.
cheese it.
What
Yeah.
kind of cheese is it?
Cheddar, obviously.
I don't know what cheese is.
Have you never had a Cheez-It?
Oh.
They're cheesy.
This is real God talk. This is a
Yeah. Sorry.
This is back to the Abonayas.
Me and
talk.
Hillary's scene. Ridiculous, you and I are telling a Titan. You guys, what are cheeses made of?
We're asking the real question.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
Right.
I'm glad we're establishing the tone of our character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Catching a horse. That's what you were
Catching
talking
a
about.
horse.
Sorry. Go on.
Regular horse or water horse? Those feels like different things.
Water. Horse. You have regular ones? They come in regular flavor? Cheez-Its.
Somebody said Jesus earlier. I'm allowed to say cheese. It's basically the same word. I've killed Vinny. I'm so
They're dangerous beasts, but it could be fun. I'm still tripping balls, I'll be honest.
I can tell.
Oh, it would be so fun. to try and catch one of those slippery motherfuckers.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I would get badly injured and possibly die.
That's bad. We shouldn't do that.
That's the worst case scenario.
I recognize this would be fun, but there is a whole war thing.
Kind of boring though.
If you can come up with a reason that a water horse would be detrimental to fighting a titan at the keep.
It is a beast made of the elements. And so the elemental folk would not hurt it.
I could, as you can see Sickle standing at the door of the room.
Sickle, not now.
The women are talking.
Not above you. No, I'm kidding. Keep talking.
I was just going to say that perhaps swimming up the Leafa that streams out of Dragon Keep would be one way to get in.
Oh, that
That's
would be
actually
easy
quite a good idea.
transport for you folk who can't swim as well.
Exactly. I am on team go get the water horses.
Yay!
Sure.
Shall we?
I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I have to look after back then, but
Yes, someone needs to look after him. He'll run off and get himself killed.
Yes, we're getting water horses.
Yes! Okay. She grabs like one of the blue jugs and is like, let's go.
Do we still need that?
I need it.
We can have some when we get back.
She takes a big swig and sets it down. Okay.
It's like a toddler.
Yeah.
you guys head out to the water's edge. It's beautiful out here, and the moonlight is dazzling. More so than usual, it's almost fully illuminating the path ahead of you. At the water's edge, there's a small beach. And way off in the distance, you can see what appear to be dolphins and whales kind of flipping around in the water, doing all those cool somersault shit, you know?
I wave to them.
Yeah, they wave with their little back flipper things. Yo, what up? Like
How were the kids? Tell the wife I said hi.
Tell my wife I said hello. And you very quickly get to the spot where you remember seeing the war horses.
They were here, approximately. Downwards?
Hmm.
Shall we... You know what? I'll descend. You all can stay here. I'll try and spook them up, so be prepared to catch them. Does anyone have a
Okay.
net?
Don't think I do have a net, unfortunately.
She like hands a rope to the two of you and is like, okay, I don't know how to make a net. You know what? Maybe this wasn't that thought through, but we're still
We
gonna
are
do
quite drunk.
it. Speak for yourself.
It's really absolute. Never mind.
Okay.
As you
I'm not
dive...
gonna do that actually.
Oh, you're not? Okay, that's fine.
I was about to be like, I could use lightning lure. I will
No.
kill these horses.
You will kill those horses.
I really should have prepared some buffing spells, because now I can't change them. Okay. I'm just gonna start diving down and try and find some horses. And we'll see how this goes.
Sure, you can see in the dark, right? Tritons can't see in the dark, can they?
I know I can at least. I don't know if that's a special thing or not.
Don't Tritons
No,
have
I
like
think
blind
Tritons have
sight?
dark vision.
Yeah.
I was just
Because they
checking.
live underwater.
I probably could have just guessed because every race has dark vision, basically. It's ridiculous.
Except humans.
Yeah. I guess it
Humans
kind of makes sense
suck.
for Tritons because, you know.
We are in the dark.
I
the
saw someone
water.
arguing that they should have like tremor sense rather than dark vision, but
Mm.
compromise.
Well, like sonar? Was that what?
yeah,
Was that the argument they were making? Was that they should have sonar?
That's how you see if you're like under the water in the dark, depending how deep Tritons are traditionally.
The Tritons aren't like anglerfish. Like they're not like blubberfish. Like they
Anglerfish
I mean, that's what dolphins use.
I know
Dolphins
anglerfish are blind. I meant because they're like I didn't mean like because they're not really low down. You know, like Triton just live like medium depth. You know, not crazy deep.
Still quite dark.
Otherwise, they'd get the squishy organ, and that would be bad.
The squishy organ.
The squishy organ. We don't.
I think organs typically are squishy.
Wait, but squishier. Anyway.
I'm looking for horses.
Yes. You dive down. You roll your perception check.
I'm not good at that. 15.
Okay, I mean, you dive down, and on your first dive, it's very dark and murky. And even with your dark vision, it's still dim light, so it's murky and difficult to find exactly what you're looking for. You swear for a second you see something flit past your eyes, but you aren't sure what it is. Would you like to keep looking?
Yeah, I'm just gonna call out with like my not Aquan, but Emissary of the Sea, where as a Triton I can like speak to water beasts that are like just normal, and I can send simple messages, and I'm just gonna put out like a beacon of like friend.
Roll your perception at advantage.
Oh gosh, now I'm nervous. My friend is a kraken. 22.
You can see a horse not too far from you. It's a beautiful blue water horse with a kind of mane made of fins and a glowing tail that looks like coral. And it's moving in like a gallop across the water, and you hear a voice back to you. It is, "Oh, come with me!"
It seems cool.
Seems legit, sure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna follow the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be leading towards a cave, an underwater
Oh.
cave. It
Is this your
stops
home?
and turns towards you, and at the front of the underwater cave. Can you roll perception again?
Can I roll insight instead?
Roll both.
Roll insight on horse.
First off, natural 20 on perception. Second off, insight 24.
The horse is moving in a very erratic manner, not in the way that you would expect a seahorse or a horse of the sea to move.
Oh no.
You then notice that the voice hasn't been coming from the horse.
Oh dear.
You then notice that there's something inside the cave. And tentacles are beginning to writhe outward from the cave.
Are we gonna kill one of the gods first session?
You then notice that the horse has no eyes.
Oh no.
More horses come out, held by the tentacles, out of the cave, and in unison you hear these voices say, "Come play with us."
Is this a horse angler?
Yeah, it's
Particularly made for me.
it's a,
I guess, yeah. It's evolved specifically to kill Azure.
It's an army of kelpies.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Shit.
Vinny,
can't
2 hours
play.
ago. There probably won't be combat this session.
I'm just full fucking booking it, using like every one of my like oh gosh, what do I have? Oh no, wait, I get spells. Hold on. I have so many things. I'm gonna do wall of water here and put like a wall of current between them and me as I try and make my escape.
Sure. Can you roll me an acrobatics check?
I absolutely can.
You can
Never
have
mind.
advantage because you are in your favored place. Hey, that's better.
17.
You blast up the wall of water just in time for the leading horse to smash against it. The horse gets ripped apart by the wall of water, and you realize that it was just a puppet on the end of this tentacle that just kind of slithers back into the cave. More horses begin to gallop out with tentacles trailing behind them, but find themselves caught by the wall. They're starting
I'm
to
running.
get around, though.
No, I'm going as fast as I can.
The things that happen when Cely'r and Silgoth aren't there together.
On the shore, you guys can just like see like bubbling, and you guys are like, "Oh, cool! She's made friends. This is good."
Yeah.
I'm just
actually,
like,
wait, can I
screaming
get-
the entire way.
Can I get perception checks for Abonaya and Ellestria, please?
Yeah. Perception?
You both realize that something's wrong.
It's
I don't
gonna.
know why am I that advantage? I don't have the R on my thing.
Would you like me to check for you?
There it is. Never mind, I found it.
There you go.
This plan turned out bad.
Yeah. I'm just gonna see this and gonna sigh and pull out her glaive.
I need one more acrobatics check from you there, Azure.
Absolutely. I get advantage, and I will take it.
Yes.
17, baby.
With like a dramatic flip, you come out of the water and land on the shore as the horses come right up to the shore and their heads poke out looking at all of you. We could have played.
You weren't very nice, I'll be honest.
It's so lonely down here.
It'll continue to be lonely as long as you continue to be rude.
It's very cold, Azure.
How the fuck do you know my name?
You chased us down here. Left us all to rot.
Rot. Let's go. I'm
Oh.
sick of this shit.
The horses.
Nope. Fuck
These
this.
Tentacles come
Literally!
tentacles come out of the
No.
horses' mouths and are like,
Oh!
we'll
No,
be waiting
uh-uh.
for you, Azure. Waiting. And they begin to retreat back down into the water.
Fuck.
What the fuck?
I'm glad we got that out of our system. Can we please
I guess
go back
when
to that?
Yeah, I guess when you banish things to the deep dark depths of the ocean, they do get a little bit angry.
Imagine they might.
It's a nice place to be. I don't know why they're angry.
I believe they might call that resentment, but
I don't know that word.
that's what it is.
We'll deal with it later. That went horribly.
I did say maybe not the water horses, but
We just get regular horses.
regular horses.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yes.
As you get back, Ellestria, you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen horses before. Ellestria is the logician and stuff. If anybody can get some horses, Ellestria can get some horses.
We've just given Ellestria so much work to do tonight. Like, here's a wand, and here's a diamond, and here's a big battle axe, or whatever it is. And also fight some horses.
Librarian.
So there's like a desk with like all this stuff just stacking up.
Are we catching wild horses? I pull out. I have like for lightning lure. She has like this belt that is. There's lots of different things on it. She pulls off like a lasso that is made of just like a string of pearls. I can catch them.
That will hurt them, won't it?
Only a little.
We don't want to hurt the things that... Oh. I'll handle it.
I don't think you will.
Sure, Ellestria knows what she's doing.
It's a Titan. We're here for...
How far is it from where we're based to Dragon's Keep?
Like a day's journey?
On horseback or on foot?
On foot.
Oh, okay. We don't necessarily need horses. It'd be nice, but we don't need
It is. I don't know if I fully mentioned it. It is in the sky.
Yes.
Yeah. So
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Oh,
There-
but we won't. There won't be a bridge.
there won't
but-
be a bridge. No, there's.
We're fully blasted, and we are only thinking about
Yeah.
horses.
And I
Okay,
love that
time
for
is
you
it?
all. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
We could give up on the horses.
I think.
Wait.
What?
What if we snuck up on the hunters and we gave them a spook?
They might kill us.
Okay, good luck. I pull up my lasso again.
So.
I start to like twirl it.
Oh my
I throw
god!
it just to miss you. Ooh. No.
A lot.
I honestly, here's me talking to you straight. I do think that like we are fully drunk enough that like us giggling
Yeah.
and stumbling through the woods would probably alert them.
Yeah.
They might know.
Everyone everyone to each other. They're like, "Ooh, hunting. We are killers," and we're like,
You know what? Ellestria is just like following us. Like I'm making sure that they don't get hurt.
Alessia's writing this all down for her memoirs.
Yeah. Abonaya is very like that kind of. I am not drunk. I am completely sober. Have complete control of all my decision making. Yes, let's go jump off a waterfall.
Oh yeah. Nothing bad can happen, right?
Yeah, it's fine. We're gods. Wait,
I'm
no,
gonna
not yet.
try and sneak up on Silgoth and Cely'r.
Yeah, can we get stealth rolls at disadvantage, please?
Are we
Yes.
all sneaking?
Ellestria, are you sneaking?
No.
Net
feel
one,
like-
baby. Net one. Yes.
Oh, the dice understood the assignment.
I was praying for it. I was like, please. I've got like a
Yeah.
bunch of chains and shit on me, so I'm just jingling and giggling.
Absolutely fantastic from Abonaya too. As you guys are wiping off the blood of this titan, you hear the distant giggling coming closer and closer, following your tracks.
You know, I enjoy hunting because it gives me a chance to stop bleeding.
I have an idea.
What
You
you
get
got?
back to looking for your deer.
nods and heads off.
Silgoth's gonna turn invisible again.
God damn it! No.
Give me a stealth roll.
Oh boy. 23.
So, Abonaya, Azure, and Ellestria all, well, Ellestria doesn't stumble, but you all stumble into where you expected them to be, and you can see the body of the Titan there.
Oh shit.
Silgoth is watching from the trees invisibly, and he's going to use prestidigitation to make his voice 3 times louder, and then Primordial will say, "Who killed my brother?"
Can I throw a javelin in the direction of the voice?
First off, roll deception.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll deception
Yeah.
first.
Can I have advantage?
Absolutely, you can have advantage.
Because I don't have a lot of charisma.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. I'm gonna give you
For
that.
being up against two
My
drunkards.
passive insight is a 21.
What is it when you're drunk?
Yeah. What is it when you're drunk?
22.
Yeah, I guess Azure wouldn't be shocked by that. But Abonaya just falls for it, hook, line, and sinker.
I can tell real primordial. Fool.
So yeah, I throw a javelin.
Yes. Give me a attack roll at disadvantage, please.
That's fair.
The
Silgoth like sidesteps a couple and then reappears. What the fuck?
Silgoth!
I was just messing around, fuck.
It's a fucking dead titan and a fucking fucker.
Yeah. I pull the necklace out of my bag and go, I got a trophy.
Well, we did cool things too.
Oh,
We didn't
really?
do cool things. No.
Yeah.
Don't lie. We did not do anything cool.
There was tentacles, Azure.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to talk about it.
Right, well,
There wasn't tentacles. Nothing happened.
the important thing is that these new weapons seem to kill titans pretty well. Also, we figured out that they're the ones calling the animals to Dragon's Keep, so
That's good
guess
to know.
tomorrow we'll figure out why. Anyway, all of you are far too drunk to be wandering around in the woods.
I don't know
What
what
do
you're
you
talking
mean?
about.
And I'm not drunk enough, so let's get back.
I pull out a flask. Tide you over on the way home.
Silgoth puts an arm over each of their shoulders and tips the flask into his mouth as he starts walking. Says,
Like this?
"Oh yeah, I keep forgetting he's a dwarf." He puts an arm around each of their waists and begins.
just looking like the most absolute baller pimp.
And begins to walking back toward the hideout.
Azure like ruffles your hair a little bit.
But he's like so respectful. His hands are like a couple of inches higher. He has to stretch up.
Dwarves are like usually 5 foot tall. They're not that short.
Nah, man, he's like.
You're
2
not
feet.
as tall as Azure then.
Is Azure real small?
I think so. I think the rest of her siblings are like Meridia sized, and I think that Azure's small.
I can see that definitely. Yeah. Okay, so you guys head back to the cabin. Cely'r, can you give me a survival check?
Yes, I can.
We left Cely'r in the woods.
I feel like she can handle herself.
Yeah,
Just
she'll
a
be fine.
baby.
You're struggling in the darkness.
I was
even if-
gonna hold on. Cause isn't this technically my favorite terrain?
Yeah,
To your advantage.
advantage on survival
Yeah.
checks. Yeah.
Okay. Let me try that again. Alright, that's a little bit
You're
better.
struggling a little bit less in the moonlight. It's where you feel comfortable, and you know these woods quite well. You've been hunting here, living here with your friends for God, 4 years probably, 4 or 5 years. You've all been working together, and in that time, nary a Titan has fallen at your hands, and now you have watched as one fell to just one of you. Sure, you've gotten strong over the years, but never anything like this. This is a breakthrough. And as you're thinking all of this, you come to the mouth of an opening of a tree, and you realise you've stepped a little too far. You are at the opening to the Feywild. Nearby is a large stag that would make a particularly good feast back home. Would probably set you up with rations for months if you dried the meat, and would make a particularly good coat for the winter that is coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 3 eyes and long silver antlers, and you recognise it as one of the old deer. There are not many of them left anymore. They're like the ancients of the deer. It would make a particularly powerful trophy.
Yeah, Cely'r sort of creeps down into the underbrush as she's approaching this beast, and very slowly reaches out and draws the oath bow, setting her hands onto the moonbeam string, and raises a knocked arrow towards the beast. Her breath slowing, she draws the bow back, sets her hand against her own cheek, and whispers a soft respect to this great creature that has walked these woods longer than even she has, and fires the arrow.
Okay. You can give me a survival check and an attack roll at advantage. Your survival check is also at advantage because this is your favorite terrain.
Yay, woods.
Oh. So 21 does hit, and because of your survival check, it's an automatic crit. As you have hunted in these woods for a long time, and you know exactly where to hit a deer with an arrow in order to take it down. So that's an automatic critical.
Nice. I'll just click it twice. It's the first, because
Yes.
the other one is just favorite enemy. So 9. So 15.
For a deer, that's going to be enough to take it down with that arrow, and it kind of, you see all 3 eyes widen in shock, and then it looks at you in comprehension and kind of slow nods as the legs slump and it falls to the ground. You're already running towards it, I imagine, as it starts to fall, and it's giving out its last breaths as you arrive.
She reaches to it, and if it's still breathing, she very swiftly takes out a hunter's knife, meets its eyes, gives it a nod, and quickly finishes it.
The hide is tough for the hunter's knife, but you finish the kill quickly, and the warm blood runs over your hands. You know this will sustain you for quite some time. How do you plan to get this very big deer home?
As she finishes the blow, and takes a minute to almost lean back on her heel and sit next to the beast, she feels the blood run over her hands and snarls as the savagery takes over, and once again morphs into this giant dire wolf, takes her kill into her giant maw, and drags it back to camp.
As that is happening, everyone else has arrived back in camp.
So then the horses said that
I was no fun to play with, and it really kind of hurt my feelings.
That's the most horrifying thing I've ever heard. I'm going to have nightmares.
Probably you shouldn't. It's fine.
Well, I don't know what that deeply fucked up thing is, but it looks like we have a few problems on our plate.
Evil horses, evil dragons. Yes.
Titans are calling all the animals.
Why
least the
are they
wolves.
calling all the animals?
Something's happening. That's obvious.
We'll find out.
Hopefully on our terms rather than this.
Wipe the last of the blood from my sword. Planning it that way. Well, I for one am going to finish up the last of the liquor that we have here, and look forward to refreshing it when we get to Dragon's Keep. But also, I'm gonna go to bed because if we're gonna be walking all day tomorrow, I want to rest up.
Good idea.
You're right.
You
I
guys,
should go to bed too.
you guys are up for just long enough to see Wolf Cely'r pulling in the large stack and laying it in your kind of cooler area around the back of the shed where you keep your kills.
Before he goes to bed, Silgoth goes through to where Sickle is kind of treating Bagden. And just kind of casually, he opens his pack and pulls out a necklace and says, "I think this will look nice on the wall."
You better put it somewhere else. Fucking dick. I gave you my trophy, and now you have one of your own? Ridiculous.
Guess you'll have to keep up with me.
Unfortunately, I cannot. You look down at Bagden, who is coated in sweat.
Oh no.
He's getting worse.
What do you think did this?
Something bit him in the caves. Something Titan.
Well, you're the healer. How do we fix it?
I'll know soon. Until then, let's just try and get rest.
At Dragon's Keep, I'll keep an eye out. If I see something, I'll try and bring a sample back.
Yes, you know Ellestria or Azure can talk to me if they need, from as far away as they can.
We'll keep you posted.
I appreciate
Get some
it.
rest, brother.
I can rest while you're away, although, if my nose does not deceive me, our good leader has brought in a fresh kill, so I imagine I'll be spending some time butchering tomorrow.
Well, she felt like it was showing up when I killed the Titan by myself.
By yourself, sure. Always the best.
Ask her.
I will. I'm sure she'll have a lot to say about it.
Good night.
Yeah, good night, bastard.
Is
That's how everyone
Bagdan...
says good night to Silgoth.
Yeah.
Good night and fuck you. Is Bagdan being kept in like a little medical room or is
Yeah.
it just in like...
He's in a
Okay.
room by himself.
Oh. Yeah, I'll go in and see him before heading off to... meditate.
Sure. When you come in to see him, Sickle is washing his hands in a bucket nearby, and they're kind of drenched in this black liquid.
It's not good, is it?
You'll be fine. I've literally reattached limbs to this man.
Can I insight check that?
Sure. He seems more concerned than he's letting on, but you've been there. He has indeed reattached limbs to this guy. Like,
Limbs are one thing. This is Titan. Can I feel his forehead?
Yeah, he's like scalding hot.
Can't lose him.
And you will not. I am the best healer. That is a dwarf. On this side of well, on this half of this side of the world.
If this is your attempt at reassurance, it's not working very well.
It's my attempt at humor, Abonaya.
Oh, that's not working very well either.
He reaches out and grabs your hand. Don't worry. It's going to be fine.
Can you promise me that?
I promise. With everything I have. He is my brother. I would not lose any of you.
We'll find something to fix him.
Yes. And until you do, I will be covering him in cold water, which I very much enjoy. And I'll stay by his side. Can you tell Meridia that I need fresh blankets?
I will. Thank you.
No,
Thank you, Sigil.
of course. Good luck tomorrow.
I think we'll need it. Tonight has been interesting.
Interesting is good.
Not this kind of interesting.
Just wait till Azure talks to you. I'll go and find Meridia.
Maria is asleep. Like, still in her spot where she was standing. She's, like, slumped against the wall asleep.
Do I know where blankets are kept?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go get blankets then.
You can bring them in.
And
The door
well,
to
she
the...
gets a blanket, and then I bring the
Yeah, the door to
rest.
the medical part, like, they have, like, a off room is now locked. But there's, like, a small slot at the bottom of the door where you can push things through for when people are quarantined.
Yeah.
There you go. Is everyone else going to bed as well?
Cely'r will sort of patch her kill and get it set up, and then come back into the building, shaking shape. Is Ellestria still up, doing nerdy library things?
Yeah, probably.
She looks over at you and gives you that grin of hers. And how is my planner?
I honestly have no idea what we're getting into.
That's why I left. I needed fresh air, a moment. If we're going to be going into this as headstrong and blind as we are, I don't think I could have sat through a planning meeting.
It wasn't much of a meeting. Azure and Abonaya were very dead set on trying to catch one of those water horses that turned out to be some really eldritch beast, but apparently you and Silgoth ran into another one.
Titan. Silgoth killed it. I was admittedly impressed.
Don't let him hear that. His head does not need to get any bigger.
I won't. But it brings me solace knowing that we can handle at least one of those on our own. May it be a smaller one.
Well, both of you seem pretty unscathed, so I'd call it great, at least.
Didn't lay a finger on either of us.
Didn't or couldn't?
Couldn't. Didn't get the chance. Ellestria, I am a hunter. I know how to kill things. I know how to track. I know how to win a war. But I don't know how to soothe. God awful at it. I don't know how to make this simple for all of you. I only know that a battle is to be fought, and therefore we will fight it. I leave the planning, the people, to you.
I will do my best. There's nothing simple about the type.
That's why I prefer my role. Kill or be killed. Nothing is simpler than that.
Really?
Don't stay up too late.
I won't. Find either way.
I need you at my best.
Well, you're up, and possibly identifying items. Is that what you want to be doing?
Yeah, let's figure out what everyone got.
Okay. So, we have the Axe of Blood. So it's a modified bloodthirsty axe. What it can do is whenever you hit a creature and knock it to 0 hit points, you can either restore 1d6 hit points from yourself to yourself or an ally. So you restore 1d6 hit points to either yourself or an ally within 20 feet, and you can make another melee attack. So you can kind of just go ham. Remember how Luca just went ham in last session and just healed like a ton? It's basically what you can do with this axe. It's also a +2 weapon. There's also the Diamond of Spell Storage. You can store
Hell yeah.
up to 3 spells in here. However, the combined level amounts can only add up to level 10.
Okay.
So you can store 10 levels in here. The cool thing that you can also do is not store a spell at all. You can just store spell slots instead. So you can store spell slots. You have to pick one or the other. You can't score like this many of this and this many of that. It's one or the other. And you can store up to 12 levels of slots.
Levels, damn.
Once you pick, that's it stuck. Yeah, and it recharges once a week. So it's stuck. And it'll only start recharging once it's empty.
Right, okay.
So you fill it, and then you can blast it all out, and then it'll recharge. It'll start recharging. It'll be ready to recharge in a week. Absurdly powerful, very long drawback.
Do they have to be spells that I already know?
Yes.
Okay.
You're meant to be lore-wise filling the thing, but I couldn't be bothered with it, so I just made it so you can just put them into it.
Okay.
And obviously, Ellestria, you got a Wand of the War Mage, 2nd level. You're pretty sure with a little bit of adjustment, you could do some cool things with it. It seems to have slots for attachments on it. You might just have to find them. And Silgoth, even though you have your blades on you, there could be some cool combinations of where you can do extra damage when you combo 2 different types of damage.
Ooh.
That will be stuff that you have to discover as you go through with the blades, if you ever decide you want to do that. So, for instance, if you were to... but you've used fire there. If you were to attack with fire twice, once with each sword, you would also set the target ablaze.
Oh, okay.
So there's cool stuff when you use them in tandem like that. Then we have the Oath Bow. The Oath Bow on a natural 20 can fire the arrow into a moonbeam that will last 2 turns. Because it's not just an Oath Bow, it's an Oath Bow with a string made of moonlight. And I think I'm missing one. I'm missing one of the special effects, that's what I'm missing. And it's Abonaya's special effect. Ah, yes. There we go. So if you have, in the past day, knocked someone to 0 with this axe, when you are knocked to 0, you will instead be put to 1.
Ooh.
Basically gives you relentless endurance.
Nice.
So, we've all got some very powerful weapons. Now I get to throw some real fun shit at you guys.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to finish up this session. And you guys can go to Dragon's Keep at the next session. I loved seeing you guys play the gods. You were all amazing.
I love them all so much already. Oh my goodness.
It's so much fun playing someone that you know is gonna turn bad, because you can see then all this creepy shit, which like you can like slowly build to that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It's funny seeing Silgoth and Cely'r go off into the woods together and be like, in 800 years, he's gonna kill her.
Yeah.
As soon as that like I knew Cely'r was gonna be off by herself, I was like, I have to have a scene with Cely'r. It's too perfect. If it was a TV show, they'd have to have that scene where the viewers are like, "You fucker, you're gonna kill her."
It was just me in the chat being like, the sexual tension of this scene. Just
Then he murders her.
I know, it's so
and that's
hot. Have you never read any fanfic? My god. Rawr.
Can I read some of that tear/slime stuff that I wrote?
That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, I have put in a little raid.
Raiding.
Did I accidentally cancel the raid?
It looks
Yeah.
like it.
Whoops.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's raid. There we go. Hey, Lark Network.
Thanks for watching our stream.
Yeah.
We would like
Oh,
to do
yeah.
a special thank you to our sponsor, Cheetos. Cheez-Its, not Cheetos.
Oh, we've already messed it up. We've messed it up. There's no more.
No.
Oh my god, no fucking way.